Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, for day one, the benefits I'm going to bring is from a book called Al-Jami' fi Kutubi Adab Al-Muallimin. And this is how the book looks like. Basically, the book just talks about the etiquettes of the teacher and how they should hold themselves, and also talks about how the etiquettes of students. The first passage I bring to is this one at the top. ومن كلام العلماء والحكماء من أدب ولده أرغم أنف عدوه. Basically, it means like whoever raises their child well, it humiliates their enemy, and that framing is kind of it's very prevalent in Eastern societies, where the children actually they embody the parent. And so if the child does something, it mirrors like it's like a reputation. You're messing up the reputation. If you do something bad, you're gonna mess up the reputation of your father. But as we know, that can become toxic, because Allah says in the Quran, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. One will not take the sins of another person. So it makes sense to a certain extent. Now this one is really toxic. He says, وقال آخر من أراد أن يغيظ عدوه فلا يرفع العصا عن ولده. He says, whoever wants to anger their enemy, let them not raise the stick from their son or their child. I don't even need to get into that, how toxic that is. Yeah, but basically, he's saying like, basically the whole point is, make sure you raise your child well. But back in the day, raising the child, the only thing they knew was to like beat him until he changes his way. But looking at the Sunnah, not even trying to be all liberal and stuff or trying to be westernized, looking at the Sunnah, as Allah says in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِيهِمْ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. The Prophet for us is a good role model, and the best role model we should follow. The Prophet never beat a kid. Matter of fact, there's a hadith where basically they were trying to like spy on the Quraysh or something, and they saw a boy that basically knew or saw the Quraysh and their numbers. So they asked the boy how big was the Quraysh army, and basically he didn't answer because I don't think he knew like the number. So the Prophet and so they started beating him. The Sahaba, they started beating him. So the Prophet was informed of this, and he came and he said, stop beating him, I'll talk to him. So he talks to the kid, and he basically asks him a different way, because the kid couldn't really estimate the number. So he said, how many camels were slaughtered? So he said like, I don't want to get this wrong, but he said somewhere around 8 to 9 or something. And so the Prophet estimated from that it were probably like 1,000. أو كما قال الحديث. I don't remember the hadith like that. Okay, so here's the hadith. I found it. So basically they had found 2 men and a freed slave from the Quraysh. The Quraysh managed to escape, but they caught the freed slave, and I guess it was a young boy, from what I've read. So they began to beat him when they asked how many are the people, and he wasn't answering, and all he said was, by Allah, they are great in number and powerful. Then the Prophet, he tried a different method without beating him. How many camels do they slaughter? 10 each day. وقالوا بادروا تأديب الأطفال قبل تراكم الأشغال وتفرق البال. Basically, rush to educate your children before like life gets busy and attention starts to scatter. And we know this is true, which is why I laugh at when some people, I talk to them, they try to tell me like, I won't have kids now, I'll have them later when I'm more free. First, who guaranteed that you're going to be more free? And second, I think life just gets more busy as you get older. Like I remember when I was younger, we barely were doing anything, and we were saying we're busy. And now look how busy we are. Allah musta'an. Skipped over that one. وقال آخر من أدب ابنه صغيرا قرت به عينه كبيرا. Basically, yeah, that basically means like من أدب ابنه whoever raises their child to be good, like when they're young, he will reap the benefits of it later when he's bigger, or when he gets older. من أدب ولده غم حاسده. Basically the same thing as the first one. And this one, وقال الشاعر لا تأسفن على الصبيان إن ضربوا فالضرب يبرأ ويبقى العلم والأدب. الضرب ينفعهم والعلم يرفعهم لولا الإخافة ما خطوا وما كتبوا. This one I laughed. I remember when I read this one I laughed. Basically, he said, لا تأسفن, don't feel sorry for kids when they get hit. فالضرب يبرأ ويبقى العلم والأدب. The wound will heal, but the knowledge and the manner will stay, or the etiquettes that they teach them will stay. الضرب ينفعهم والعلم يرفعهم. The striking of them or the hitting of them will benefit them, and the knowledge or the manners will raise them. لولا الإخافة ما خطوا وما كتبوا. He said, if it weren't for fear, they wouldn't even write, or what is it? They wouldn't have written a single letter or walked a straight path. I mean, the general point is right, but it can be done without being hit. The Sahaba, like most of them were old grown men when Islam came to them, and they changed their whole ways. And a lot of this is kind of over exaggerated. Hitting it's kind of the old way. It's kind of the lazy way. Sorry for the hesitations and sorry for the hesitation and lapses in my speech. I'm pretty new to this. I'm gonna try to do this every day and improve my speaking. But basically, yeah, I finished that book, and you can find more of those type of books from. I made a website for basically. It's like the eBay for Arabic Islamic books in the U.S. because I saw that like there weren't many for selling Arabic Islamic books other than overseas, which the shipping prices are crazy and the wait time is a little long. So yeah.